Excretion. Learning objectives. Excretion. Excretion in animals. Excretion in humans. Dialysis. Excretion in plants. As a result of respiration and other metabolic processes going on within the living cells, several kinds of wastes are produced. These include CO2, salts, water and other compounds, like ammonia, urea, uric acid, etc. Excretion. There are many metabolic activities occurring in plants and animals. These activities produce many harmful and unnecessary substances as byproducts. They should not be allowed to accumulate as they are toxic and can be injurious to our body. These harmful products thrown out of the body as such or changed into harmless materials and then discharged. The process of getting rid of metabolic wastes from the body is called excretion. Types of waste products. There are different types of excretory products or waste materials depending upon the substrate or food from which they were formed. Excretory products or waste materials. A. Non-nitrogenous wastes. B. Nitrogenous wastes. 1. Gaseous wastes, CO2, H2O, vapor. 1. Ammonia. 2. Liquid wastes, H2O, sweat. 2. Urea. 3. Solid waste materials, undigested food. 3. Uric acid. Excretion in animals. The nitrogenous wastes in animals are excreted mainly in the form of ammonia, urea and uric acid. 1. Excretion in lower organisms. In simple organisms like amoeba, paramecium, hydra, sponge, etc., the body wastes are removed by diffusion through the cell membrane. It gets diffused into the surrounding water directly from the cells in which it is produced. Amoeba expels nitrogenous wastes and excess water through a spherical contractile vacuole. The contractile vacuole keeps collecting the waste material in the surplus water and thus keeps growing in size. It then moves towards the plasma membrane and bursts, draining its contents. A new contractile vacuole then forms from the cytoplasm. Contractile vacuole in amoeba. 2. Excretion in higher animals. In case of higher forms, i.e., organisms with a better developed body structure, specialized organs of excretion are found. In such organisms, the process of excretion by means of diffusion is not possible because of larger body size. Earthworms and leeches have special tubular structures called nephridia. A network of capillaries is closely associated with each tubule. Materials move from the body fluids into the nephridium through the open nephrostomy, but some materials are also picked up by the coil tubule directly from the blood in the capillaries. Excretory system in earthworm. Insects also have special excretory organs known as Malpighian tubules. These tubules move freely in the body cavity and collect all waste materials. They are attached to the alimentary canal at one end. In case of vertebrates, a well-developed excretory system, consisting of a pair of kidneys and other structures, performs the work of excretion. Excretory system in cockroach. Excretion in human. A. Removal of non-nitrogenous wastes. The removal of non-nitrogenous wastes takes place in different organs of the human body, such as skin, lungs, nose and large intestine. 1. Removal of CO2 and water vapor from the body. CO2 and water vapor are the respiratory wastes formed during oxidation of food in cells. These wastes are carried by blood. They are then, CO2 removed by lungs and the nose during respiration. Mechanism of excretion in humans. 2. Removal of H2O, liquid, from the body. Excess of water in liquid form is removed as sweat by the skin and as urine by the urinary system including kidneys. Sweat consists of water, salts and urea. Some amount of water is also removed with feces. 3. Removal of undigested food materials from the body. The undigested and unabsorbed food materials are removed from the body by large intestine. The liver also helps in removal of excess glucose by converting it into glycogen. This glycogen is stored in the body for future use in times of excessive or scarce energy requirement. The liver also helps in the breakdown of extra protein in the body. B. Removal of nitrogenous waste materials. The removal of nitrogenous waste materials from the body is called nitrogenous excretion. The liquid waste of the body is removed by the urinary system in the form of urine. Organs of urinary system are I. 2 kidneys, 2 ureters, 3. 1 urinary bladder, 4. 1 urethra. Urinary system consists of 2 bean-shaped, reddish-brown in color kidneys placed one on each side of the backbone, vertebral column, just above the waist. Each kidney is made up of a large number of coiled tubes called nephrons. A nephron looks like a small cup or funnel with a longish tube attached to it. The waste materials filtered by the tubules are collected in the urinary bladder, a bag-like structure. The collected waste material is in the form of urine. Urine is excreted from the body through urethra. Structure of kidney and urine formation. When the longitudinal section of a kidney is observed, it is found to have 2 main regions. A. Outer dark cortex. B. Inner light medulla. The kidneys are made up of millions of coiled tubes called nephrons or uriniferous tubules. Each of these nephrons is a small filtering unit that cleans the blood of its waste products. The wastes are thrown out of the body from the urethra, and the cleaned blood circulates back to the body. These wastes are collected in the form of a liquid called urine. Every human being passes out about 1.0 to 2.5 liters of urine every day. Urine contains 95% water, 2.5% waste products and 2.5% urea. Sci facts. The urinary bladder can hold about half a liter of urine, but the urge to urinate begins much before the bladder is completely stretched. Blood enters nephron through blood vessels in a cup-shaped structure, called Bowman's capsule at the anterior end of the nephron. Here, the blood is filtered and the wastes are absorbed. These are then passed through a long tubule attached to the Bowman's capsule. This tubule is surrounded by a network of blood capillaries which reabsorbs any useful materials filtered in the cup. The waste from all nephrons is collected in a common collecting duct and is passed out of the kidney to the ureters. This waste is known as urine. Structure of a nephron. Abnormal components of urine. Normal functioning of kidneys and removal of wastes is essential for the body to remain healthy. Sometimes, certain abnormal constituents are also seen in the urine. These may be excess sugar or glucose or blood cells. A. Glucose in urine. Presence of glucose in urine may be due to a disease called diabetes. In case of a person suffering from this disease, all the glucose produced in the body is not converted into glycogen. Some of it is secreted out in the urine. B. Blood cells in urine. If the nephrons in the kidneys get infected with Streptococcus bacteria, their functioning is affected. As a result, blood cells and albumin pass through the wall of Bowman's capsule and are detected in urine. Excretion in plants. Plants do not have any special organs for excretion of the waste products. The plants remove the wastes in different ways. 1. During respiration, carbon dioxide and water vapors are produced which are also released through the off-leaves stomata of leaves and lenticels of stems. 2. In the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is the gaseous byproduct, and it is released to the atmosphere through stomata. 3. Some waste products collect in the leaves and bark of trees. When the leaves and bark are shed, the wastes are eliminated. Some solid waste materials are stored in plant cells. When eaten, they can be very uncomfortable. Sometimes, When we eat yam, zimikand, or the leaf of colocasia, our throat hurts. It is due to the raphides. Since they dissolve in acid, therefore, eating sour substances, such as tamarind, dry mango pieces, may help in digestion. Useful waste materials of plants. Gums, resin, latex, sandalwood oil and eucalyptus oil are some examples of waste materials of plants that are useful to us. Keywords. Excretion. The process of getting rid of metabolic wastes from the body. Kidney. It is made of a large number of coiled tubes called nephrons. Nephrons. A large number of coiled tubes looking like a small cup or funnel. Bowman's capsule. A cup-shaped structure at the blind end of the nephron. Summary. Waste products should be regularly removed from the body as they are harmful. Ammonia, urea and uric acid are nitrogenous waste products. CO2, water and undigested food are non-nitrogenous waste products. In simple organisms, the body wastes are removed by diffusion through the cell membrane. The urinary system in human beings consists of kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. The nitrogenous waste material is removed from the body in the form of urine. Kidneys are made up of millions of coiled tubes called nephrons or uriniferous tubules. Urine contains 95% water, 2.5% waste products and 2.5% urea. A dialysis machine is also known as the artificial kidney. In plants, waste gases are removed from the stomata and lentils. Some waste materials are collected in leaves and bark of the plants.